Welcome to Freighterus H's The Immortal Hours, and I am Freighterus H. I am the best host, the greatest host. Over here is Mr. Peck, and ah, I'm here, all right. Yeah, I'm the bad Mr. Peck. I'm the bad Peck. Yeah, and here is IG88.
I am the best computer and this is the best video game show.
And of course, over here is the cutest girl around, S-Duck. Come on, S-Duck. Tell the folks how you feel.
Well, hello, friends. This is S-Duck, and you haters are going to pout. Boo-hoo.
And this is the Power Glove Congress. And, you know, last few shows we've, to start this new show off, we're taking back the Saturn Ground Productions to the roots of why all this happened. Why all this happened? It's because it was about the old vintage NES games. It's not about those horrible new games. Oh yeah, as he said, oh yeah, we got sort of Wendy Weiner over here. What? Come on, I said yeah. Well, I can read your body language. Yeah, you're kind of like, well, I like some new games too. Oh, you nerd! Ah, you dare challenge me? We haven't even got a minute into the show, and you're already causing problems. Well, you're a problem. Oh, oh, oh.
Boys, we haven't even started the show yet. Sweetie Frauder, calm down for me. Okay, honey.
Well, uh, yes, Stuck. Yeah, I need to calm down. Freighter, she called you sweetie and honey, and Freighter, come on, just ask her out. Uh, but we just started the show, and uh, oh, all right, let's just look. We already kind of talked about that last show. Let's just kind of move on. Yeah, we can't always keep, we can't keep. All right, even though she's glowing like Chernobyl over there, when she looks at you. But hey, you're the host. You're the host with the most, right? You know, yeah, okay, okay. So to begin the Power Glove Congress, we are playing a very special game today. I'm going to actually, I'll be honest, it's going to end up being a complete let's play. Wow, that's a first for Sattergraph Productions. I mean, generally, we have never finished a game on air. We usually will play a game. We'll play it sometimes even for 2, 3 months. But no, we're not known for doing that. But you doing this is kind of breaking some kind of record. Maybe it's just that's the thing with the bad freighter. The other guys are too nice to even want to complete a game. You're different. You're cut differently, and man, I like that. It's a different way for us to go. Yeah. So the game we're gonna play is Shadowgate, and Shadowgate is a very important game in the history of the NES because the NES typically does not get point and click games, which is basically this is like a first person point and click game. It was a very, very fascinating game. Then after this was Deja Vu, and we do play that. And there was another game came afterwards, but I never played it, so I didn't. In that collection, I didn't bother. Well, it's not something you didn't play. You kind of it's you don't have that same nostalgia for it. Well, like for example, I mean, you asked me, do I have nostalgia of the Super Nintendo? I never had a Super Nintendo. I had a Genesis, and the Genesis wasn't as good as the NES. My feelings on that. I know. We know what your games are, okay? If it didn't start with Mario, or if it didn't start with 8-bit, if it just forget, if it wasn't Tetris, it wasn't. Final Fantasy. We know your favorites. Exactly. Exactly. So, Shadowgate. IG-88. Can you give us a little background history of that? That would be interesting.
Shadowgate is a black and white point-and-click adventure game published for the Macintosh as part of the MacVenture series. The game is named for its setting, Castle Shadowgate, residence of the evil Warlock Lord. The player, as the last of a great line of hero kings, is charged with the task of saving the world by defeating the Warlock Lord, who is attempting to summon up the demon Behemoth out of hell. Later that year, a color version of the game was released for the Amiga and Atari ST, and in 1989 for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
That's very excellent information there, sir. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, IG-88. That's a basic intro of at least the PC version. I'm sorry, the Macintosh version. I'm so used to saying PC that actually at one point in time wasn't called the PC. It was called like the Apple and all that. Yeah. Back in the days, I remember in a store with my parents, and my dad would be doing something, and it was just me and my mom, and um, we would look at those computers. We'd look at like the Atari, like the Atari ST and all that stuff. And you'd see Centipede, and I got to play like Centipede, and that was some pretty wild stuff back then. But the thing is, though, when you're that young, realize just how you don't really realize just how you don't realize like how expensive these machines actually were back in the day. You're not because if you have you're just barely just starting to go for grade school. You're just realizing, you're not looking at those price tags. You realize, like a real computer back in the day was very expensive. And then the thing it's worse is, you could be getting something that's already fairly outdated. It's getting outdated fairly quickly, and you're not even remotely close to, you know, sometimes later was better, because you get a Windows operating system, and it made your life generally easier, because otherwise you had to learn BASIC and you had to learn, well, eventually DOS. And so, I kind of avoided all that, and then eventually, but, in the computer science classes, I had to learn like BASIC and stuff. I don't remember DOS. So, yeah, like I think I've maybe told that story before. Well, I'll tell you what, there is more to the Shadowgate thing about the story and stuff. But let's just get on with the gameplay. Um, because there's gonna be a couple other shows. We could kind of spread that out for IG-88. That's a good idea. Yeah, we don't really want a show where IG-88 just says hi to people and that's it. Yeah, so, we'll do it that way. We'll get on with the game now, folks. And here we go. We're going to play Shadowgate. Play. Then, this is a very classic game. I actually had this one as a kid. I can remember asking for it, and it's hard. I mean, it's hard without any kind of help. I mean, you just die and you don't really know what to do next. You need certain items to get through certain obstacles. There's a certain order. There's a certain order you need to go through in order to get through this. Let's see, you remember standing before the wizard Blackmer as he waved his hands. Now you find yourself staring at an entryway. The druid's words ring in your ears. Within the castle Shadowgate lies your quest. The dreaded Warlock Lord will use his black magic to raise the behemoth from the dark depths. Combination of his evil arts and the great Titan's power will surely destroy us all. You are the last of the line of kings, the seed of prophecy that was foretold eons ago. Only you can stop the evil one from darkening our world forever. Fare thee well. Gritting your teeth, you swear by your God's name, Jesus Christ, that you will destroy the Warlock Lord. So then the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click that skull. And there is a key inside of that. And you hit open. Now, I have seen some idiots, and I won't name names, but I have seen some idiots who are like, I don't know what to do here. This is stupid. I'm quitting. I don't like point and click. I think it was I forget that it was a guy on Twitch I watched. What was it? Andy Social Gaming. Whoops! I actually said a name. Yep. Yeah. He's like sort of this dumb jock. He's like this dumb jock, you know, and he plays NES games, but you know, he really likes like Mega Man and all that. But if you give him a game like this, he gets all upset because it's like DSP. He's kind of like DSP in a lot of ways. Except imagine if DSP just no one ever discovered him. You know? So yeah, he thinks this is like like, oh, this is terrible. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. He's just a dumbass. He doesn't understand the importance of this game. This game is, there was a time when, look, man, outside of platform games, there's not much that you could do back then as far as video games. You had a choice. It's either this, you either had a platformer, or you had something that was overhead. That's it, so you had to have a lot of imagination. The old PC games, they actually used to give you like books with it that you would use to supplement it, to give you lore, give you a lot of stuff, like the Gold Box Dungeons & Dragons games. Guys like that, like I just mentioned, they're too dumb. They're too dumb, man. They don't understand, So, okay. Back to the game. Stonewall sees uncomfortably close as you walk down the stairs. So, I hate to say this, but as a kid, yeah, I had my dad send some money and I got the hint book. And it was a hint book. It actually had, it was unique because the first part of it was just hints. It was like, it wouldn't directly tell you what to do. But it would kind of give you sort of poetic kind of hints. But and then the second half of the book was the raw hard data, and I went with the raw hard data because I was just sort of like, well, just take me through this. Like, what do I do? Because beforehand I had played the hell out of this game, and I think I finally had enough, and I just wanted to, just try to get through this. Okay, so taking torches in hand, and I know you're going to say, well, how did you get through this? Well, phones are full of information. Yeah, because otherwise I would probably not get too far. You gotta understand too, this is a timed game. I know you're gonna look at it. It looks like it's pretty, pretty non-linear as far as time. That you can kind of just take your time. Oh no! You pick up torches, and you pick up torches, and if you know, if you pick up torches, and if you run out of torches and your torch if your last torch dies, then that's it. You're done. You says basically you fell to your death, or you stumble, just whatever. That's that happens. So here you and understand though, this is not an easy game. This is I mean yeah, when you're like following a tip sheet, yeah, it's easy. But understand if you're just like playing this kind of dumb, you're just sort of like, this is a little bit tough because there might be things you see in the background and foreground. Generally, backgrounds in video games around this time don't serve any purpose at all. I mean, like for example, like say like Castlevania, a very beloved game. Doesn't matter if it's the original or if it's Simon's Quest. Understand those games were, you couldn't do anything with the background. Almost like the background might as well not even have been there, because there is no point to it other than just to kind of put you in a setting. Shadowgate does the opposite, where everything is mostly relevant. Like for example, maybe there is an area where there isn't a point to something, but in most cases, you'd be surprised. Like for example, you think, well, well, you can't. There's a shark in the water, so it's patrolling this calm pool. So you can't just wait in there. You go, well, maybe the shark won't bite me too hard. He will, yeah. So you can't go in there. So you need to have a special item that freezes the water. And actually, at the time, I didn't use tips to find that one out. Well, no, wait. I think I used Nintendo Power. Yeah. I'm sorry. This was kind of hard. It didn't tell you what to do. Okay, so but look, I have a lot of respect for this because it's this is a this is a game that if there's pauses like this, understand it's not because the video feed just died or something, or the video became corrupted. It's because literally I'm looking at it at my phone. I go for the tips here and try to see here. Okay, like what does that say? Like, oh yeah, I remember that. Of course, sometimes I have to kind of remind myself not to go too far. Sometimes I'll just start grabbing stuff too, like, because I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. That's what you use later. Well, the only problem is if you start grabbing too much stuff too early, before you're really supposed to do anything. That the only problem with that is that the only problem you'll run into is that, and then when you're reading the tips and you're like saying, okay, you need to grab this item and this item. Well, the only problem is that you've gone, a little too fast. Yeah. So. Okay, so clicking that. I remember, I think you hit that rock right there. You give that a good hit, that'll knock it down, and it'll reveal. I think it reveals a bag. There. Let's see. Use hit. You hit the rock as hard as you can. Ow. Oh, as you can see, there's a bag in there. And, open. Bag 1 is in hand. Contain jewels. We'll take those jewels. Take the blue gem. is in hand. Take the red gem. Red gem is in hand. Take the white gem. White gem is in hand. So you got that stuff. And now you'll move back. Now back in the day, you know, there was many times you would find something like that and you're like, what do I even begin? What do I use this for? And it's like, well, that's why you have a save feature. The cartridge did actually have a save feature, which was nice. You know, you just had to shut your console off when you're done, and you thought about it. You know, just take the torches, of course. You know, first, yay. Let's see. Use. Let's see. I go down. Got too many things already. The only thing is you can't really discard of stuff you've already used. Really. So then that kind of makes your inventory bigger. Okay, white gem. But the white gem fits perfectly in the hole. The small crystal spheres magically appears. This is what you're going to drop in that water with shark is. This will freeze it, and then you can grab the key. And you take that. Sphere is in hand. Okay. First you open the door to the dragon. There's a dragon down there. Now the hatch door, you do not go there. That'll basically kill you. And there's kind of a way to do this. And you take like the shield. The shield is in hand. You raise your shield just in time to block the dragon flame. Okay. And of course I'll save my game just to be safe. Take. No. I'm thinking. Use. Yeah, one of my torches was dying. So just kind of lit that one up. Okay. Although really you don't need to have both torches lit. Okay, again the flame spews. I took the hatchet. You use the shield for protection. It's getting hot. You don't know how much longer you can stand it. I think you may take the spear, but I don't know. Take time to think about it. Hopefully I'm not confused about some. Take the spear, right? Spear is in hand. And blap. Again, the flame spews forth. You can use the shield for protection. It's getting hot. You don't know how much more you can take it. Yeah, so after this, I think that's it. You pretty much like get out of there, because then I think you take the torch and that's it. As for the chest, I don't think you open the chest. I think that's pretty much a death trap, and that won't end well for you. The last object in that room it'll let you take is the torch. And then, of course, put the orb in the lake, or the pond, or whatever that is. Gotta get to it first. Sphere. There it is. You drop the sphere into the lake and notice the ripples disappear. I almost said nipples. You notice the nipples disappear. And you pick up the key. And there you go. Use. Insert now. Tempting to freeze the lake. Not. I wonder if I'm doing something off of memory or something. I'm not sure. Okay, I took the sphere. I guess I'm supposed to unfreeze the lake. I guess. I cannot remember. So I think that's enough. There's really nothing more to that section right there. Enslaved mountain doors. This is like an old... I don't know, sometimes I used to get kind of like confused about this section when I was younger. I think it's if you play with the book, that the book pretty much ignites a trap on you or something. See here, open, save. See here, open, door. There we go. And actually, you got two entrances right there. On your map there. So move to the left one. And you got the arrow. See, take the arrow. Arrow is in hand. This. You move the torch. It is a hidden door and there is a spiral staircase leading down. Okay. This was also the first game I can remember back in the day where you could actually, kind of off yourself. I mean, you know how it says self there, right? Well, if you take like a weapon and then you hit the self button, that's it. Depends on the weapon though. Sometimes it was just, ow, that hurt, But yeah, that to me in my memory, I think was the only game that you can actually well, what do they say on YouTube nowadays? Unalive or whatever. They always have to say things because well, this site, this site. Okay, so about the Banshee, there you notice there is a first off, now wait a minute, it's best you don't do that. Okay. Let's see here. That torch. That's probably. Ah, that's it. With a shout, you throw the flaming torch at it. And with a blinding flash of light, the white flame engulfs the undead apparition. When you open your eyes again, the wraith is gone. Now, of course, now I can take torches. Torches in hand. And wait 1 second here. Okay. That horrible interruption. Fortunately, someone really needs to invent like a phone where cloak is in hand. First it said you can't take this. And it's like, okay, it's yours. Okay. But, it would be nice if someone made a phone where if you're not on a certain list, like if you can make a list of the only people are allowed to call you. And if you're not on the list, guess what? Your call doesn't make it through. If you're some telemarketer, it'll never make it through. Okay, this room. I think I remember I got a little confused by what they wanted in this room. And I can see right there. And I'm going to explain what's going to happen here. It wants me to open that door. That's actually a door right there. Well, the only problem is, I think I was clicking in the wrong area. I think you literally gotta click like right close to the edge. And at first I was kind of like, what? It didn't work. And that's the thing that hurts when you do a recording like this. Because, like, if you try to follow these instructions, to make a nice playthrough, and sometimes it just doesn't, sometimes it doesn't always work out, okay? So, I know you're saying, like, what are you doing? It's like, well, I don't know. Just try to, like, go back. Maybe I thought maybe I missed something, or I don't know, it's too high for you to reach. Well, like I said, it's asking me to as I try to hit it. See if that... Ouch, that sparks. It takes a little bit here before I figure this out. Yes, I can get a torch. Well, I'm confused. And at least it gives you an idea of, well, what it looks like if you weren't to use a guide. You know, that basically, you know, you're kind of confused, you know, you're just don't know what to do, you know? Don't know what to do, don't know where to go. Okay, so like I said, the problem is you literally gotta click it as close to the ground as possible. There! You feel the ground shake as the rock moves and slowly, you know. I'm not kidding, that's actually what you had to do. And if you click in the wrong place, nothing happens. That sucks, you know? So now we're in this area here. I gotta get the right, well, first get a fresh torch. I got plenty of torches. And the show's almost done. I think we're probably going to be doing this for a while. So I don't know how many shows, but... Listen, warrior, the warlock lord can only be defeated by the courage and the staff of ages. Remember, 5 to find 3 for the staff, and 1 for the key, and 1 to be thy pathway. Have thy wits about thee, warrior. All slice back in place. And making sure I'm doing the right thing. Scroll 2 is in hand. You got sort of a little inspirational speech there by the wizard. And then you would move back. Got pretty much. Now there's some stuff there you can grab, but seems like some kind of magical word. You learn 1 magic word. I was trying to go in order. I didn't want to grab anything, you know, before, you know. I'll take some stuff. Bottle 2 is in hand. Bottle 1 is in hand. And scroll 1 is in hand. Just got scroll 1 and you got scroll 2 from the wizard. Now, save. And we're just about at show's end here. See you next show at more Power Glove Congress and more Shadowgate on the NES. See you then.